Hello again to the non-dual lectionary. Today we are up to Year C, the second Sunday in Lent, and our gospel lesson today is a little bit of a tricky one, I think. I still think there's some nuggets in there, so let's dig right in. The reading is from Luke chapter 13, verses 31 to 35, the Lament over Jerusalem. At that very hour, some Pharisees came and said to him, "Get away from here, for Herod wants to kill you." He said to them, "Go and tell that fox for me, listen, I am casting out demons and performing cures today and tomorrow, and on the third day I finish my work. Yet today, tomorrow, and the next day I must be on my way, because it is impossible for a prophet to be killed outside of Jerusalem. Jerusalem, Jerusalem, the city that kills the prophets and stones those who are sent to it. How often have I desired to gather your children together as a hen gathers her brood under her wings, and you were not willing. See, your house is left to you. And I tell you, you will not see me until the time comes when you say, Blessed is the one who comes in the name of the Lord." So the traditional reading of this, that last line is a foretelling of Palm Sunday when Jesus returns to Jerusalem and people are shouting that. Um, and obviously the third day is read as a foretelling of the crucifixion and resurrection. Um, But let's peel back again, sink into that true nature, that no self realization, and take a fresh look at this. And I actually want to start halfway down the focus on Jerusalem, right? Herod can be the personification here. That's fine too. But the sense that the world, Jerusalem here, I think, if we again, the outside is the inside, right? But if we take Jerusalem as representing sort of the world and in particular um, the religious, not just the religious external, but the religious internal, right? Um, and then we read it from that view, both the sense that the idea that true nature is always trying to peek through, not just peek through, right? There's a drive that comes from our true nature that is always really wants to realize itself, wants to recognize itself. Um, and then the peeks through, right, are the peeks through our self system, our egoic system, the kind of parting the veil kind of thing, right? Even if it returns almost immediately. But from that perspective, then, um, the religious here, right? The religious world, and again, the world doesn't even have to be external, but the religious kind of reality, the religious self, the religious ego can be the biggest barrier to the true self peeking through and realizing our true nature, right? That Jerusalem, Jerusalem, the religious of the world, the religious in me, that kills the prophets and stones those who are sent to it. The last thing that we want to give up on this path is our sense that we, as an individual, as a self, are connected to the divine. That 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 we have it figured out, right? Um, and not just figured out, right, in the sense of like, oh, I know all the knowledge. It can be figured out in the sense of, oh, I don't have it figured out, but God has me, right? Any idea, any concept that tries to capture that will inevitably fall short. And that can often be the biggest thing that we want to give up, the biggest thing that we don't want to give up. How often have I desired to gather you together and you are not willing, right? So true nature, our true self, embraces all by its nature. There's just nothing separate. The mirror mind sense of true nature just everything belongs because there is nothing that could be possibly outside of it. And yet, the religious self, the religious world can be the part that that fights the most, that tries the strongest to keep its separateness, to hang on to what it thinks it's got. And then the blessed is the one who comes in the name of the Lord at the end there. You will not see me until that time, right? Until we really give that up, until we're willing to say, I don't know, and what comes through next. Um, the one that what comes through that I don't know that can be the one that reveals my true nature until we're willing to fully willing to let go and let that in. There's nothing that we can do to realize our true nature. And then the beginning, just charting back then, right? Herod can be the personification here. I'm gonna kill you, actually, right? The world, the religious, the anything that we're trying to hold on to in ourselves. This is the biggest threat possible. It is the biggest threat possible. It's right about that. So, yeah, putting all that together, a short one today. I think again on first glance, kind of, what's this about, right? But always, I think if we step back and can see Jesus as manifesting and personifying that true nature, that non-dual recognition um, of the no self beyond self, right? Then here too, I think we can see that there's at least a way of taking that in, that he's speaking from that true nature even here. And again, fundamentally just telling us, hey, this is what is.